and I met him through another friend who was having great success with you. We were only doing like $5,000, $10,000 a month, and now just to give you an idea, last month we did like 1.2 million, I think, in 1 month. It's been really awesome to work with Johannes. I couldn't recommend him more.
I'm sitting here with Tammy Lang, the founder of Save the Girls, and I thought it would be incredible to have her tell the story of how she started the company. And also, we've been working together for the past 3 years now, so she'll share a little bit of some insights on how everything's been different before till now. So I'd love for you to explain just how you came up with the
idea. Okay, so Save the Girls was just started 8 years ago after two of my daughters lost their phones in the same week, and I was really mad at my girls. But then my sister-in-law, she pulled her phone out of her bra and she had breast cancer there. So I thought there's got to be a smarter way to keep your phone, and I ended up launching Save the Girls touchscreen purses, and it really was a crazy ride when I first started. We sold like only $590 our first month because I thought it'd be an online sensation, but I'm a little old. So I put all the product in the car and went to the stores, and we sold like $20,000 our next month and $40,000 our next month after that. And then in January, we sold $90,000. And we really grew fast, and we grew on QVC, HSN. I got invited to be in the Oscar gift baskets with my purses. I met Lori Greiner from Shark Tank, and super cool things happened. But we did kind of plateau at a certain level, and we needed to do something different. And then in comes Johannes, and I met him through another friend who was having great success with you, and we were only doing like $5,000, $10,000 a month, I think, on our retail site because we were mostly wholesale. So
this is like 3 years ago when we started.
3 years ago, yes. And now just to give you an idea, last month we did like 1.2 million, I think, in 1 month. So we've come a long way, but Johannes has this great way of doing his ad structures and all of that, which had got us out of just doing wholesale to also doing retail. We also have a full marketing team now, that does content and things like that, which is super important to feed the beast because he needs to be fed great content. But when you feed him great content, then he can really fly with it. And so it's been a fantastic arrangement together. Save the Girls has grown much bigger. We've been able to donate $160,000 to breast cancer research because 10% of all profit goes there. So we've been able to push that even more with his help. And we've just continued to grow this company and come out with really cool items. So it's been really awesome to work with Johannes. I couldn't recommend him more. Make sure you have that content to feed the beast, and you can let things soar like we did here at Save the Girls.
That's awesome. What do you feel like has been the biggest changes in the ways that you guys have been doing content and also the structures, and just in terms of having a growth partner who's helping you execute the whole strategy?
Yeah, it's more the hooks. So getting the hooks down and making sure we did that. We finally cracked the code. We kept trying different things. And then we found a hook that worked. And that worked for like a year, but then we had to come up with new hooks and a new way to do it. So it's always evolving. It's not like you can say, oh, we're good now. This is the way we do it, because it's just constant evolving. And you do a great job. Like, he follows all the key people and what are the big people doing and how can we do things differently and who should we have do what. So that's super helpful for us at Save the Girls.
Definitely. So the hooks are incredibly important. I remember our first one, stop putting your phone in your bra. Also, oh my God, what are you wearing? Like stopping people on the street and actually just explaining what the product is. That's been huge. The latest thing that we've been doing is these montages where we're editing multiple people together in multiple scenes and making it fast paced, this really engaging content style, and it's just been working really brilliant. And beyond, of course, meta content, we're working on Google ads together. We've been doing TikTok and also helping out with email flows, putting everything in place. And beyond working on all these channels together and having this alignment between the channels, also having this relationship where we're working so close together. I mean, I came over to the States 2 or 3 years ago the first time, and worked super close with you for a long duration with Elizabeth. And I think that was also a really key part of our growth together, that we were able to really dial these things in and work so closely.
Yeah, it's a lot of trust, and you trust us, we trust you, because it can get tough because all of a sudden your ads crap out and it's like, what's happening? But there is a process. They do come back up. There's just things that Facebook throws at us that, like, we got taken completely off Facebook, and that had nothing to do with you, and it all had something to do with authenticity of our site. And they just wouldn't accept our documents because there was one little document that was off, and they're all computerized, so they don't really talk to you. And that was a nightmare. We were off for like 3-4 weeks. I thought it was going to kill us. But, so there's things like that come up, and it's like we just work together to try to get it solved. And then once it's solved, we can get back on the horse and start riding again. So there's a lot of ups and downs, but stick with the process. You always say trust the process. He does get some text from me in the middle of the night like, what happened? Our ROAS is terrible. Don't worry, Tammy, I've already fixed it. The ads are doing whatever. But some ads come down and they go out, and new ads have to go up, and you're constantly spinning that. And I think you have a new system which really made us pop at the end of the year last year.
So in my
good.
last video, actually, I talked about a client of mine who told me in the beginning of last year, Johannes, what are we going to do if something happens to you? And this is actually Tammy, who was so kind. So now we've got a team in place that is absolutely incredible, and we're able to move so much quicker and go a longer distance together. So we've really been able to grow together. And I think something that a lot of business owners out there watching this would love to hear a little bit about is what your biggest learning in terms of these past 8 years, taking a brand from 0 to now 8 figures. And really scaling.
It's been a lot of work. So, and I will tell you, like, this side of the business side, you are as much easier. Like, we're at a trade show actually right now, setting up stores. And I'm on QVC and HSN, and we do a bunch of I'm on in Australia next month on air there, which are all awesome opportunities. But the online stuff is super easy to do in comparison because you don't have to leave your room basically to do that. We have a little studio that we can make content out of.
These shows
so
are
it's
crazy.
Super easy. But these shows are work. But I think it all comes together. So the way, as far as a business advice is, I always say I'm building a table, and a table has to have 4 legs. So you are one strong leg, Amazon's another leg, my wholesale partners are another leg, and then my television stuff, we're on Good Morning America and things like that, is another leg. But I want all the legs. That way, if one leg comes out, that table still stands. So I'm always looking at how can I stabilize. So if the internet goes out, like when Facebook did, my wholesale customers still were buying every day. So that brought cash in. If we would have been only on Facebook, Meta, then we could have had some trouble there. So anyway, those are things like to think about, like how can you diversify enough in the way that you're selling your product that if something happens, you can still stay afloat and keep moving.
Definitely.
That's my advice.
Awesome, guys. Well, you heard it here first from Tammy. I hope you have an amazing day.
Save the
Remember
girls.
to like and subscribe.